My lecture of today is about non-verbal communication by using the maximum capacity in different facts like energy, flexibility, the way you can stretch, the way you can lift yourself or drop yourself by weight, by all the maximum capacities that you can create in your own system, and of course also with your partner. So of course it has direct communication with your partner. Now, why is this so important? When we judge a competition, you're not always standing in front of the judge. We cannot always feel or see your emotion. It's not only the face that we judge. It's very much also what you do with the body. Actually, the emotions should start from creating or devoting yourself to the movement, to the motion, and by doing so, you create actually an emotion. So if you use the body by contracting, normally you do not have a happy face with that. Yeah? It doesn't, the body moves in a certain way, uses in a certain energy that doesn't automatically create a happy face. So it requires awareness of how to use your body, how to stretch or how to collapse, or how to use flexibility in your spine, or by keeping stillness, or by keeping a balanced position, by connecting your body weight or using gravity to the floor. And this, of course, also in partnering skills, meaning by using counterbalance. Why is this so important? Because from a distance, like I say, if I'm judging, I can see from a distance a couple dance, and I can see by the movement of their body, not seeing their face because it's too far away, already by looking at that, how they move, how they create certain activities in their body, I can reflect to what they want to communicate and what they want to deliver with that specific choreography or with that specific message. Yes? And it doesn't have to be always technical. Now, I am European myself. I teach a lot in Russia, and I'm very big fan of the structure that they create in this country, for the simple fact that when young kids come already to the lesson, a Latin or a ballroom lesson, the specific dancer is already skilled in certain aspects of how to present a body, a posture. For the simple reason that they all start choreography lessons or ballet lessons when they are 4 years old. This is a normal thing. It's also pretty much in their culture. So when this 4-year-old go to the ballet lessons, the ballet teachers creates a certain awareness of posture, a certain awareness how to use the spine, how to use an arm, how to create an arm, not just an arm, but through body, how to create an arm by shape, how to create awareness of muscle tone in leg, how to present a leg, the turning out of the leg. Now, all these aspects they learn in bar exercises, stillness of the top, awareness of the full isolation until the hip, and actually activating the leg and pressing energy through the leg by using the muscles in a certain way. Of course, when you have kids around 7, 8 that already have this kind of experience in their ballet class because they already are dancers, before they start the Latin, before we start to explain our mechanics, our technique as Latin dancers, is a complete different start as when I teach. Not that I want to push my own national country down, but when I teach in Holland and couples come new freshly in my lesson, which never danced before, I teach football players. Football players don't have the capacity of understanding about posture, awareness of arms or how to use the legs in a certain way. They have maybe the skills of kicking the ball, but they don't have the skill of how to carry a certain posture. So the start already is different. The start is much more difficult because you first have to create awareness of all these aspects that actually every dancer should possess before they decide which dance form they go into. Now, what I'm trying to stress here is, without this kind of capacities, your career is much more difficult, and also for your teacher, it's much more difficult to find choreography that you could maybe impress judges with. Because you still have to skill your body for such a long time before you understand really what to do with it, or finding your maximum limits to create a certain non-verbal communication. So by using the body in maximum flexibility, not only, for example, if you're very stiff and you never did any ballet classes and you cannot bring the leg up, why would you dance then a choreography by trying to put the leg up and you look like a grandmother? I mean, there's no way that that choreography would be suited for you. For the simple reason is that because you're not skilled, or you do not have that type of flexibility or that type of knowledge how actually to dance that piece of choreography. What I'm trying to tell you is, you're basically limited. Your teacher is limited of creating something special to make it possible for you to have a career that is actually quite smooth and quite knowledgeable, and much more difficult to actually have this international result that you're aiming for. So yes, if you have not this luck of not being able to go to choreography lessons or ballet lessons since you are 4, I still would like to urge you to try to find a very good ballet school in your neighborhood and try to learn and adapt what these people could teach you. Now, why I'm thinking like this, because for example, I have this beautiful couple, Arthur and Anna, please come on the floor. Thank you very much for helping me. I will show you the difference. They choose a piece of their choreography in the rumba, because in rumba may be more easy to show. They show you two times the same part, the same choreography. One time they will dance it in a very nice, technical, very readable, very high quality kind of dancing, nothing wrong with that. And then the second time, and I hope you can make a big difference so everybody can see the difference, they will dance the same piece of choreography, but they will test their own limits in how much they can counterbalance each other, the awareness of counterbalance, how much flexibility they can use inside the body. So already this kind of flexibility creates a certain energy, a certain atmosphere. Yes? Because judges are as sensitive, like public is, for what you create on the floor. What kind of energy, what kind of personality, what kind of use of body that creates this typical message. Well, let's first look at this rumba of yours. Please, the first part. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, it was very nice. Now, I told you that they would dance a very beautiful rumba. The mechanical part was very high quality. the use and the awareness of how to place legs by body activity, it was all there. So already very skilled, very aware of how to use the inside of the thighs. This is all mechanical, this is all technical, how to close the legs, how to connect. Counterbalance was there, everything was there. Was it good enough to push for a semi-final? Because, you know, every couple has their career and everybody has this moment, okay, what is the next goal? Yes? What do I have to do to be in that next round? Or what do I have to do to be first? Or what do I have to be in that final or in that semi-final? Everybody has their own plateau, their own stage. What is the next? So what is the next? So mechanically this is all in order. Beautiful music, nice feelings. I can appreciate their qualities, but do they blow me out of my socks? No. Why? If everything is so good, because it's not maximized. Because I probably quite like it from close by, but if I would see them from a distance, probably because everything was quite compact and correct and technically high quality, which I believe that you need to possess, but if then you're not trying to find your maximum boundaries when it comes to stretch, when it comes to that counterbalance, when it comes to that flexibility, or when it comes to that partnering skills. So many times I teach couples and I ask them the same question when they do something, let's say counterbalance. Is this the maximum you can do? No. Why not? I don't know. Well, you should know. Because there's only a period in your life, like a period of maybe 10 years. It sounds long, it's not. It's finished before you start almost. And in those 10 years, you have to give the dance world, or you have to give yourself a chance to be somebody, because this is what you want, this is what you choose. You're all here in this camp for one reason. Passion is your dancing. And everybody dreams to be a world champion. And to become a world champion, you have to sacrifice everything in your life. Forget about social life. Forgetting about driving a nice car when you are a top amateur. Because actually you're not supposed to drive a nice car. You're supposed to put your money in and invest it in the maximum things that actually you should do to create that perfect career for you. Maximizing your capacities in any shape or form. Information, knowledge is power. And if you possess that particular information, it's not good enough. You understand what it is. And then you're going to play with it. And you're going to maximize, stretch it more. How far can I go? Do I need every day to maximize my use of energy, the muscle tone, the stretching? Yes. And you know why? Because muscles have memory. And if you would like in that weekend do a fantastic comp and you're not practicing this every day to the max, you cannot think that you can do this also in the weekend or on this specific competition. It's not possible. That's why also the system of repeating is a very good system. Although you need to have major discipline for that. And you cannot just say, okay, well, today I don't feel like it. Today I'm going to have a nice meal out and forget about the practice. Because that will keep you away from your world title that maybe you could make if you would have devoted yourself to this specific subject. Now, they're going to dance this again, the same piece of choreography, and see what it does to you. If you see the difference, if you feel the difference, if you become more a part of their atmosphere, their creation, their emotion, their everything what they do. Because if you're not, they failed. No pressure. Understand? Let's try it again. See what they do with it. Okay, thank you very much. Very nice. Now, what is so difficult? For example, they stay on the floor, they start from the beginning, yes? What is so difficult is to create an emotion, create an atmosphere, create flexibility and not losing a leg. Because sometimes when you see when people trying to create flexibility, then suddenly the spaghetti legs come around the corner, yes? Or the awareness of the standing leg. No, no, no. He didn't do that. This leg left, this left leg kept on this position. Even if you stretched and if you tried to communicate and go through the flexibility of the body by using his rib cage, by going forward, connecting to her. From far away, okay, when I'm on top of it, yes, it's not so difficult to understand. But we're not always on top of it. If we're far away and I see this spectacular movement of two people starting to connect by using language in the body, by using flexibility, reaching for each other, absorbing each other before they start, and zoom, ta, ta. So also the choice is not only the flexibility and the reaching, the eye contact, the power of the eye. Don't underestimate the power of the eyes. How many couples dance in a competition because they practice with their head down, because they think about what they have to do in the body, because most of the people think down. Try to think up. Not so easy. I don't know why, but it's not so easy. But in a competition, you can't have your focus down because you cannot reach public. Your focus will be limited. You will not communicate and you will not reach the other sides close to the toilets, which you have to be. You have to reach the other person as close to the toilet. That's far you have to reach. So if they are there in position and if they move each other by using flexibility, by using arms, so all the extra attributes to make this kind of communication skill that they reach for each other and using eyes on the same time is quite powerful. Even if I would stand on the other side of the floor, I could see this energy, atmosphere, chemistry starting. Haven't touched each other yet. But I see two skilled bodies, flexible, knowledgeable, and understand why they do it. They never do pieces of choreography without understanding what is the reason why I dance this. Sometimes I get answers like, well, my teacher gave me this choreography. No, the teacher, then you should ask what is the reason of the teacher that he creates this specific choreography. I'm sure the teacher has his ideas, but maybe you didn't understand it. So how are you gonna express it if you do not understand why you're dancing this specific piece? And what you have to do in terms of maximizing your capacity by the use of your body, your flexibility, your reach, your focus, your feelings. After they reached, they changed energy. Energy changes, very important too. Decision making of doing something very sustained, very stretchy, and then boom, fast changes. Let's do this again. And 2, 3 and 4, 1. And 2, 3 and 4, 1. 2, 3 and 4, 1. And 2, 3 and 4, 1. And 2, 3 and 4. Now you saw after the sustained activity that they created, they suddenly had a switch of speed, fast legs, arrival. Anna in the center, walking around Anna, connecting to her before he starts to make the ronde. Awareness of where the partner is. Anna aware of him, play with him, play the game. She plays the game. Try it again. And 2, 3 and 4, 1. And 2, 3 and 4, 1. And 2, 3 and 4. And 2 and 3 and 4. So what is her message? She arrives here, she has this hand like, what is this message about? What does she want to try to create Anna with this? What is this hand about?
This is now about me, and I'm focusing someone, my victim, and now the other one.
Exactly. So she doesn't want to be disturbed, basically. She says, hey, don't come in my private space. Yes, this is all about me and how I want to feel. And when I choose you to be a victim, I give a focus to you, and you will suffer. We call this the power of the woman. Yes, the power is not in the physical body. It is in the emotion, it's in the sensuality, it's in the decision of how I would like to be and how I would like to be perceived by public. Take it from that moment when you're in that position. 2, 3, and 4, 1, and 2 and 3. Now, if eyes could kill, her eyes killed him already. She came from that position, so the power was with her. Then she focused with him and she follows him like, hey, you're gonna suffer, man. He doesn't understand it yet, but he will. Try it from this position. 2, 3, and 4, 1. And 2, and 3, and 4, 1. And 2, 3, and 4. Skill in flexibility, also in counterbalance. She can only create that side, that kind of turn, rotation, if he keeps her in a balance. If he's not there, she will fall over. So they have to find a certain moment of connecting to each other, the moment when she starts to make that flexibility through her spine. It's only possible when he can counterbalance her in the correct way. A little bit of doubt from him disturbs her movement completely. So the awareness and timing is everything. When does this rotation start? Take it from the wrong way, guys. And 2, 3, and 4, and 2, and 3, and 4. Now, as you can see, he has to be on the left leg and feel when she moves away, when she goes forward, when he can go towards her and meet her again before he goes back. One timing change or not the right moment, and Anna will be on the floor. And the trust will be crushed forever. Yes? Any counterbalance piece afterwards will be disaster. Because why would she trust him anymore? No pressure. Do it again, the ronde. And 2, 3, and 4, 1. And 2, and 3, and 4, 1. 2, 3, and 4. Japanese. Very nice and very difficult piece. Because you're not allowed to make lifts. So if her timing of feet, placing the foot, him carrying her for a moment, if her foot is too late or he's not there in time, they make a lift and they could be disqualified. WDSF rules. But it was not a lift. It was perfectly timed. Maybe the Japanese steps were not so thrilled. Okay, do it again. Make her turn. Make her in the telespin. Telespin, right? 2, 3, and 4, 1. And 2, and 3, and 4. And close, and move. You see the build-up of energy. Very soft when she goes around with that leg. Very delicate. It's not only that powerful energy is power. Actually, silence and softness can be as powerful. I know that when I judge WDSF competition, and especially, I must say, youth competitions, I have a little bit of a problem when it comes to the use of energy. Everything has to be tough, strong, powerful, fast, even more faster. But where is the dynamic use of energy then? So your decision making in energy is boring because everything is fast and the same. Interesting if you change energies. And of course, it requires, and you have to look at the choreography. Now they have this very soft, delicate movement when Anna places her leg very delicate. Why? Because she has great legs. It's like da 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 da. She's very aware of how to place the legs, even when it's almost in the air. But after that, bang, a following of very strong, compact energy follows. Great use of energy. Interesting. Makes people want to look. One more time, please. 2, 3, and 4, 1. And 2, 3, and 4, 1. 2 and 3 and 4, 1. And 2, 3, and 4, and woo. Da 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 da. Yes. Does this piece, this counterbalance piece, what follows after, does it look effortless? Does it look effortless to you? Doesn't look like it's hard work, right? No, it is. It's very hard work. But it doesn't look like that. Because it doesn't have to be like looking like it's really difficult. How can I stimulate my neighbor to dance if everything looks tough? You have these pit bulls on the floor. And you think by myself, okay, what is dancing for me? Is it just the power? Is it just the speed? Or is it something nice and soft and delicate and detailed? Could that be also beautiful? I hope yes, because that's dancing for me. It doesn't matter what kind of form of dance you choose. Elegance is number one in every shape and form. Now this, for me, is beautifully, dynamically done. Nice energy use. Very difficult, not easy. It looks easy, it's not. To be in counterbalance, or to use, in this case, the last bit, a lot of pressure, and still look very elegant and light as a feather, try it. I think many of you feel in the first time when you dance it like a sack of potatoes. And maybe after a while, you skill yourself in how to carry yourself or how to connect yourself into the frame to make it look effortless. Because that's the true idea about what we're supposed to create in dancing. Now, of course, I show you a little bit of my frustration when I judge competitions for the simple fact, I believe that any shape of dancing starts from a good structure. Nobody is born like a dancer. Maybe Nureyev was. That's the only one. Yes? But generally, I think Nureyev also killed himself to make himself the best dancer on the planet, basically. And he was. He was light as a feather and still powerful. Now, probably a few of you kids think like, who is Nureyev? But if you're interested in dance, you would have maybe known who Nureyev is. This kind, I understand, this kind of capacities, this kind of skills don't just happen. Everything that you want or you want to create, and especially if you have a good concept what dancing is, and the artistic part of dancing especially, should be supported. I think this couple creates, for me, a very good balance between technical understanding, knowledge, elegance, and a very nice understanding about how to expand or how to find the limits when it comes to flexibility, counterbalance, elegance. All these things are in it. No, they're not world champions yet, but what not is can come. So they're on the way. I think about your own dancing. What would you like to be that how people feel you? How would you like to be perceived by public and by judges? And try to skill your body as much as you can so your teacher has the most possibility to create beautiful choreographies and definitely non-verbal communication. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Arthur and Anna. Thank you very much. I see you in the group lesson. Thank you.